This meeting to order. First order of business is to review and approve the minutes of the May 31st meeting. That they be accepted as written.
Second it?
Okay, what's that? Yep. Ms. Robin.
Hey, Robin.
And the next thing is to review and approve the warrant.
Did you see that email on Ampion? So, what I couldn't figure out was, how do we tie that into our electric bills here? You know, we get a bill from Ampion, right? What they're supposed to do is they're supposed to allocate us a portion of some solar farm output. And then they bill us for that output, which is subtracted from the CMP bill, but, where do we see that? Is there something we can look at to see what it's actually?
I think it all does on a credit card, isn't it?
Well, they charge us on a credit card, but.
If they don't do paper billing.
Yeah, everything's electronic.
But what I'm saying is the process is supposed to be that CMP reduces our bill by the equivalent kilowatt hour charges that Ampion has assigned to us. And then Ampion sends us a bill, and charges us 15% less than CMP would, but how do we verify that that's actually happening? And we've got a bill from Ampion.
I'd have to run that one by Libby.
Yeah, I don't know if we actually get a bill that shows it.
I don't think we do, because it's all electronic.
We don't get a bill from
Well,
CMP?
she gets I believe she gets a bill from CMP. But, I don't know, I mean, I can see if she's got a copy of one, and we can take
Well, we
it.
can look at it later, but it's just like I said, I'd like to verify that it's working the way it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
We don't, it's up to 15%, right? Is how that reads. So we don't know how much it is each month. I mean, it could be 5%, could be 6%, could be 12%.
Nice to know what it is. You know, it'd be nice to know. We signed up for a service to save us, and what was it, $26 worth of electricity that they billed us for on the credit card?
Something like that.
Yeah, we got $5 credit or something. I mean, it was just minuscule.
Yeah. It makes you wonder if it's worth the aggravation.
I don't know.
Mm.
I wonder if it's all a scam. I don't know. Doesn't, without some more looking into it, I guess. Anyway, I move that we approve the warrants.
Second it?
All in favor? All right, we've had some, on the code enforcement officer position applicants, we've had 2 applicants sign up for us here. So, I mean, we're off to a good start on that. The planning board applicants, we've had 3.
Time to do some interviews.
I think it is. And on the comprehensive plan committee, do we have to do a lot of,
I've drafted one, and I drafted an email, I've also drafted, I think, an appointment letter for the advisory committee, and then there's, I don't know what the name of the other one is.
it's the one that checks on it, right?
Yeah, the folks that
Yeah.
help us. And I've got an email on that to go out to people who were nominated to be on the committee, verifying that they want to participate.
Yeah. So I got Joe and Matt and Tracy and yourself. Who was the 5th one? Was it Don Sharp?
Yeah. So,
I was beginning to wonder if we was gonna get any applicants at all. It's turned out we've got some pretty good ones.
Can I ask who?
Yep, you can ask, I don't know if I'll tell you, Norm. On the planning board, there was Dale Minor, Elsa Brown, and you know the lady that owns Burnell Tavern?
Yeah?
Her.
That's that Victoria.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
Then on the CEO position, there's Don Sharp and Don Kent.
Who's Don Kent?
You know Chris Anderson's place up in West Baldwin?
Yeah?
He owns that now. So, yeah, I think it's time to rattle some cages.
Okay.
Planning board, do we need two on the planning board right now?
We can probably need,
Have you gotten a resignation letter from Matt Sanborn?
no,
No?
Because he resigned to me over email, and you don't resign to the planning board, you resign to the selectmen.
Yeah.
So I told him I wouldn't accept it.
but we,
No, it's.
knowing his intent, I think we should plan to, so I think originally we were looking for two, and now we're probably gonna need three, because,
Well,
there-
count them up, I'm not sure. That we've got two vacancies. We've got two vacancies with Matt Sanborn.
right. And we were gonna put another one on for,
Okay.
well,
Okay.
I guess whatever else you want to discuss, we'll just have to write it on there, because I didn't get a whole lot of feedback in terms of agenda items. So, we'll just
So we've got,
discuss what we need to.
we've got Matt Fricker, myself, David Strzok, Tracy Grisray, Don Sharp,
well,
Glenn Reynolds, that's six.
But now it's still on, I thought he,
He's an alternate, isn't he?
still on, yeah, but I thought he got down because he wasn't making the meetings.
Bob, did you ask him to stay on as an alternate?
I think the issue was they had to be reappointed.
His term and time was coming
Yeah,
up.
I'd have to look, we don't have that stuff in here, but I've got all this,
His time has lapsed.
Yeah,
Yes.
so, and I think the issue was that he wasn't making a meeting, so.
well, the other thing he said was, he could be here during the summer, but in the wintertime, he goes to Florida.
Yeah.
I have all the dates. I did review them with Joe, as far as the planning board, of their appointment dates and expiration dates, because I updated the website with, the new office,
Mm-hmm.
identifications there.
Danielle printed one out, first we did, she.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
We had all the, reappointment dates and stuff is
Yes,
all on there.
I have it, I updated it.
Yeah, you did, okay.
I think we got some pretty good names.
We do. We do. What leaps out at me is each one of those people potentially has a particular axe to grind.
I've already thought of that.
I'm sure you have, Dwight, I'm sure you have.
It's just-
It's just that always concerns me when I see that, that's all.
Yeah, they have an agenda that
there's a potential there that I see, you know, but then I have a vivid imagination.
Well, the next thing I got on here,
I've already been approached by somebody to get involved in an issue in Elsa's neighborhood, but in Hiram.
This is our overall updated list that we prepared, updated the town report.
Somebody wants to put in a brew pub.
This is an email that I sent. to
Larry
the
was telling us
printer.
about
I
that.
know,
Yeah, and,
so that I could
you know,
update
I
the website.
just said, look,
And Jeff
I
came
can't
in
get
and
involved in
said,
Hiram planning board affairs, give me a break.
Yeah, it's like trying to get involved in Sebago's right now.
Yeah.
Geez, don't even cross the line.
Yeah, right, don't even drive over there.
No.
You can't do anything about it anyway,
No, no.
it's not your town.
That's why, you know, those things last. I feel bad for you, because you're so close to it.
Oh, I don't feel bad for me, I'm doing what I can.
Do you like beer?
No, well, I like it, but I don't, you don't wanna get into it.
No.
No.
I hear you. The kids' room down here, they got one room where the, ceiling tiles are coming down. And I bought the screws and stuff for it, but I need some help. I don't trust my foot
Yeah,
up on the ladder.
I'm going up on the ladder.
Well, I set out to Monday morning, but I turned myself away,
Yeah,
so I don't know when we can get together and do that,
well, this weekend we got that yard sale. Next weekend I gotta work next Saturday, and usually in the evenings, they're here until what, 5,
6,
6, yeah.
yeah. But they,
I'm gonna say, you can come someday, I'll go up on the ladder, you know, someday, we're here.
well, I can provide the ladder, I got a 10-foot, 180,
If they can reach the ladder, we've gotta be in, we made it to the auditorium, and I think that's the highest ceiling in the area.
yeah, it is the highest ceiling. But they said that 8-foot ladder's enough? I mean, I can work with you, Bruce, it's just, I can't climb with my foot the way it is right
You
now.
know, they'll work with me, but we'll try.
Well, when would you have a time that you could do that?
I'm usually here every day, so.
You wanna try to hit it tomorrow? I don't
On
know.
second thought.
I think what's going on, so, we can give it a shot. Yeah.
What time do you wanna get together?
I'll get about 7, a little after, so anytime after that.
All right.
Anytime in the morning.
I'll be here at 7 too. If we do it in the morning, there's no kids around.
Yeah,
Yeah, they have to be late in the day, anyhow.
Maybe I'll throw my ladder in the truck just to have it here too. So if you need a couple extra feet, you know,
It should be all right, 'cause that ceiling's low.
yeah.
I suspect 2 ceilings in some of those walls.
Well, I think if we can get on it quick enough before we have more of a problem with it, quicker the better, to be honest with you. So, all right, I'll be here tomorrow morning then.
Whenever you want, in the morning.
Okay. Thank you.
Debbie did get a confirmation, letter, an email rather, back, from the ARPA folks. So we should be able to go on, we'll just have to go on through her email in order to do it. I'm on as a reporting agent, but she's the administrator.
So they're watching that a little closer, which is probably a good thing.
I have my sign on, did a background check or whatever it is that they do and all of that, but the information, when I attempt to go on, it's not there, it's blank. But when you go on through Debbie's sign on, it's there now. So at least we have access to it, because we haven't up until this point.
Before I go any farther here, getting back to these open positions we get, when's it gonna be a good time to start interviewing? You guys got any preference times?
this week is not good for me in the afternoons.
Yeah, the week of the 29th is up to camp for me, I've been told.
So, you better be there.
But, I don't know, any other time's fine. It'll be a couple days up there, you know, if you could, get somebody in next week, Jim?
Yeah.
Next week I'm more open than I am this week. This week I'm pretty well full up, except tomorrow.
Monday we have tri-town evening.
Yeah.
Wednesday, that'll give us time to notify people to come in and.
When are you coming back from your vacation?
I'll be back next Tuesday.
Tuesday? That would work then. And you get all the contact information for these
I
people?
emailed it all to you as well.
Yeah.
Within the emails, and then of course you've got the resumes or the job applications for the two CEO people.
Yeah.
Right here.
I looked at one of them, I had more to.
I made sure that whenever I forwarded the email, it had the telephone number in it as well. I put vacation responders on both emails, my email plus the Selectmen email, that said that I would be out of the office, but if they needed anything, that to contact the town clerk, and she would, get in touch with an available selectman.
Do you see these?
Sorry.
This is gonna be like playing chess. You know, moving people around and stuff here, so.
And Sarah's gonna check for messages on the phone.
No, yeah, good to you.
You wanna do this next Wednesday then?
Sounds good to me.
6 o'clock at night?
Good.
Yeah. Wednesday. Be the 22nd.
So we're re-interviewing the CEO first.
Well, we can.
I think we should do that first,
All right, we'll do it that way then.
because,
Both of the CEO applicants may have a little bit more flexibility in their schedules if you wanted them to come in earlier in the day perhaps.
Yeah, I can do that, from 2 o'clock on, it's good with me.
I'm all open on that day too, so.
okay,
23rd, I've got a doctor's appointment on the 23rd.
so if you contact them and figure out any time between 2 and 6, I guess, well,
Yeah.
let us know.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That's something you can do when you get back?
Well, it would be, I could certainly do it, but I mean, that's within a day.
Day
So
after
it
we
doesn't
get-
allow
yeah.
them a lot of time to work their schedules. I mean, if they have like vacation time or,
Yeah. Well, let's see.
Give it to me, I'll call them.
Well, that gets us started on something
Yep.
anyways. Then we'll come up with a date on the planning board applicants minutes after that.
Okay.
Rob, did you get anything? I usually forget you, so.
No, I mentioned the ARPA, that was, great news, that Debbie got that email back, that we're able to get on to that now, so that's something we'll need to address when I get back. But aside from that, I don't think there's anything else, but I did the, nomination for Spirit of America, so that's complete. Bob had written up.
Mm-hmm.
I see that, that was
Yeah,
good.
very good, yeah.
Very good.
The deadline for that was June 30th, so it's good to get that out of the way.
Well, have you got anything?
Yeah, a couple of things. One is, this pest control service agreement.
Oh, yes, okay, so I can speak to that as well.
Go ahead.
So, 8 o'clock Monday morning, Chris Burnell came in, and I took around the building, and he further explored on his own. His estimate there is for the initial setup, plus, he said that it would be $180, semi-annually, twice a year, to come back and you know, do maintenance,
Mhm.
so-called maintenance, but, the big, objective or goal is to prevent them from getting in the building
Mhm.
at all, so it's the perimeter.
Yeah,
And he did identify certain spots, the basement windows that go down into the basement there,
Yeah.
had some weakness there, that he put in his quote, that he would fix that with,
Hardware cloth.
hardware cloth and such.
no,
So, he would do that, and he assured me that the bait boxes are locked. They're cemented, so they're heavy, they don't shift around.
yeah,
Nobody can get fingers, or animals
Okay.
can't get in that way, so it's safe around the children, because he
Mhm.
knows that we have the after-school program here, and that was my big concern. So he said it's completely safe, in that respect. Once they get the bait, they usually go to water elsewhere. Very seldom do they come into a building, to die. So, that's good. And, so he did, say that it was good to continue to have some snap traps down inside.
yeah,
So that's his estimate there. And then today, Rick Reinhardt came. He's going to email Debbie in my absence a quote that she will forward on to you. While he was here, he happened to notice a carpenter ant problem, down in the kitchen. And then further exploration around the outside of the building, there's some areas that we had some significant carpenter ant trouble from the rot. So anywhere there's rotten wood, that really attracts them. So, he kind of echoed what Chris said in terms of the baiting on the outside. I did ask him to include in the quote what it would be to do the repairs instead of hiring someone else, just in kind of leveling the playing field with the quote to fix the windows. He said he would do it, but I don't think he was real big on the idea of doing that part of it. He thought maybe we could work with Brandy or somebody to fix the window stuff. He recommended steel wool, like I thought, to put around the holes, in the pipes in the kitchen and pantry area,
oh, yeah,
to prevent access, because he said, of course, the spray foam, they chew through that.
right,
So, for a good temporary fix, they don't like to chew through the steel wool. That's what I put all around my bulkhead with a putty knife.
oh,
It
yeah.
keeps them out.
I'm proud of that, yeah.
Yep, and, yeah, I turned the lights off in the basement, so that any daylight that comes in around the bulkhead I can see, and I
Yeah.
just put it in there, like, running
yeah.
in. And in, is it the furnace, what do we call that, the boiler room? I don't know what that,
Yeah.
that's got some significant troubles because the metal doors are rotting around the building. So there's a good access under that door for anything and everything to get in, and they saw squirrel activity. And then there's an opening in the ceiling there's a hole that was cut purposely. And, squirrels and things probably are getting into the building up through that hole.
That's probably where the chipmunks are coming from.
Yep, and scooting in right across the attic space. So, there's a lot of areas outside, points of weakness, I guess.
Yeah.
So Ricky's gonna give us another quote, so we'll
Yeah.
do these two quotes to go with it.
Right, yep.
I didn't call that too bad, I mean,
And, Rick said today that for every 2 mice or rats, you have like 1,200, because they have that much in the way of offspring.
That's
And-
encouraging.
Yeah, so he said snatch traps really don't, it more or less makes you feel good, but you've gotta get to the bottom of it and really kind of eradicate them and keep at it. Because they just breed horribly, and I guess there's significant, he said that, there's big time rat problems all around the town, so we're lucky we don't have that.
Too, yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's good, we got something going on that too then,
Yep.
so. Maybe by next meeting, we can make a decision, go from there on it.
Yeah.
You got anything else, Robin?
No, that was quite a lot. When you go outside and you look at all the points of entry, it's like, very scary.
Everything think of.
Well, what else you got?
A couple things, we need to schedule a, staff meeting, so we can go over the personnel ordinance draft update.
We used to do it like the first Wednesday of the month.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know,
This one used to do.
paper, but,
It was always,
I don't know, maybe the 6th of July, maybe, or, I don't know. I got staff meeting on the 6th of July for some reason.
Probably, did you program it in there for the
Yeah, I
first
think
Wednesday of every month?
probably,
Yeah.
Well, let's use that then.
yeah. 2 o'clock.
If we use it to specifically go over the, revisions.
Does that sound good with you all? Doesn't matter? Okay.
Yeah.
For Chad, everybody's here.
And, I talked to, Bill McNulty at the dump this weekend. He said all we owe him is $40 for throwing away the,
That's the charges for the second truck.
agent charge thing.
So that's more than fair, so.
I guess we just gotta tell Deb to send a check to, Jerry Day. The other thing was this Saturday's, information meeting. How many people do you think we had there? Was it 20?
Yeah, they probably have.
20. Well, I'd hoped for more, but I thought it was a good discussion.
Yeah.
Everybody that I've talked to since then, was pleased with the amount of information that was provided both by us and, Glendale.
Good.
And we had a show of hands, and it had a lot of people who abstained from showing hands, but the majority of them voted to, continue on the discussion.
Yeah.
So, application, the videos on the website?
Yep,
And,
it's under municipal meetings, just like the selectmen,
okay,
planning board meetings. I put a little button on there that has your slide, your handout, and also directs them to the end of that page, which I don't know how professional that looks, but at least it directs them to where to find, to click,
okay.
to find the municipal minutes, or meetings, rather.
That's it.
And the fire study is on there now. And that also directs them to the fire department tab, so that they know where to find it.
Good.
And, I
Do
did send
you
a
have
message.
copies to hand out?
I sent, a message, no, I sent a message to, Katie up to Cardinal Printing, to contact Bruce, email plus telephone number, if there's any questions, and Bruce is eagerly waiting for a response.
I'll go get them as soon as they're ready.
Okay.
But so far, I guess I'm not ready at this point.
They're really good about telling us when they are, but if you want to, you can certainly follow up with.
I drove by there yesterday, so.
Well, you
It's
should.
none of my business.
Well, why? That's, I mean, your reports, and Jim is super nice, and Katie's been very helpful, so it wouldn't hurt, I guess.
Okay then. Jimmy, you get anything?
The only thing I've got is, repairing that window down in the entryway. I imagine it's gonna come out of after-school programs budget. She broke it,
She owns it.
she owns it. Just gotta find out who, we got to put a piece of plexiglass in there, but I think it was, couldn't do it.
We need to take the old framing off. It doesn't look like it's too complicated.
Yeah,
I've got a pry bar. I think I can pull the framing off.
Yeah,
and
I can do that.
Drop out that piece. and
Yeah.
Figure out how big a replacement piece to buy.
yeah, cut from there.
Now, you mentioned plexiglass, but what had been in there was
Safety glass.
Safety glass, yeah.
Yeah, we ought to put the same thing back in.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
It was, I think at the time that it had been put in there, it was meant to be like a security window
Yeah,
for the secretary area when people sign in.
You got anything else, Jimmy?
no, I'm all set.
I got one thing before I forget about it. Our signs, our welcome to Baldwin signs. Did anybody
Oh,
hear
yeah,
that?
that's right, too, I was thinking that the other day.
Yeah, has anybody heard anything on that?
No, what is the name of the gentleman that works for Sebago Signs?
Mr. Sebago? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'd have to ask my wife, she did his mail for years.
She's right down the hall.
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause I did have on my to-do list, I had a note there, kind of questioning the status of where they were at, so we can follow up on that.
Chad, I hear you had some,
What's that?
I had a ball today.
I see you're still in one piece, that's a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
Did the sheriff finally come?
Yeah, yeah,
They take care of the problem?
yeah. They removed them.
Good. Good.
They removed them.
And was it just one family that had to be asked to leave, or?
Yeah. And there was no one trying to get through the, onto the beach with last year's sticker.
I heard about that.
See, like, well, I've already called up on that one too.
Yeah. Well, how long did it take the sheriff to get there?
I never timed it.
Was it fairly quick response?
You know, He had come from ways, I think, so it took him a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what they've always told us, they're usually on the other side of the lake anyways.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you did what you had to do,
Yeah.
Yeah,
which, what you have to do.
and I hope the word's getting out that we're being serious about it.
Now, are you gonna have that, some sheriff or something, come around once in a while to check us down and then?
We'd like to, but.
If they do it, put it on their list.
But they're short-staffed, and most of the high crimes are across the across the lake, so
Yeah.
they don't make it over here that often. We've asked Kevin Joyce to patrol more over here, and you put it on his to-do list, but I've seen them more of a presence around. Well, low-hanging fruit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just what he called us.
Yeah.
You get anything else? There's a meeting tomorrow night,
Thursday.
Thursday night, is it Thursday night?
16th.
I'm all screwed up this week. So there's a beach meeting on a Thursday night,
Yeah.
then I don't know, I don't wanna speak out of line, but I mean, we gotta get them floats out and stuff down there,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's the last day of school.
What's that now?
Tomorrow's the last day of school,
Yeah,
so they'll be down there,
they will be,
yeah.
yeah. So we'll see if we can set something up Thursday night.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the buoys?
Yeah.
Like yeah.
That place is peppered with pollywogs.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, it's peppered with pollywogs.
Yeah, get out of there.
Exactly.
Well, you got anything?
I've been thinking about the meeting we had Saturday. I didn't get much out of it. They talk about percentages and percentage that, and no numbers, no real numbers.
Right.
I did a little estimate. And the experience is, I come from the Hartford area, Connecticut, Pat Whitney's in East Hartford, they employ about 50,000 people. The East Hartford tax is about the lowest around. That contributes a lot. So I figure our tax base is a little over 200 million. We have the Pocket Trail. They claim they had 11 million to put into it. So I'll call it 9. Long Roads said they had 16 to put into it, I'll call it 14. Glenville said they're gonna have to put 53 into it, I'll call it 30. So that comes up to 73 million. We have 2 more on the books. If I call them 13 billion each, they come up to 99 billion. About 100 million. If they get assessed 50% of that, $50 million, that will represent about 25% of our tax base. Our taxes go down 25%, should go down to about 10.5 mils.
I think you're using some,
Nobody talks numbers.
I think you're using some numbers though that don't
don't.
represent, I think the numbers you're using don't represent the assessed values.
Those numbers that were turned in DP, I take them as, answering the question, for instance, one was 16 million. That's the money they have available. Doesn't say they're gonna use all 16 million, that's why I said I put it down an estimate of 14 million. So here again, it's guesstimate, but, and the 99 million I come up with, it could be 105, it could be 80 million. But you know, it represents a good chunk of taxes that would relieve the others and have, but we don't talk money, we talk 30% here, 70% there, bluff and bluff.
Yeah.
We gotta talk numbers with them. They're dancing around, you know, obviously, we try to work numbers to get our best advantage, and they're working numbers to get their best advantage. So it's,
Those numbers that you just mentioned though are way out of range. if you look at what, what's it called, sun rays, or, I don't know what the one down here at Mayetta Pit, if you look at the way that.
That's the Quacket Trail.
Yeah, if you look at what that was appraised for, and that they're paying, they're in the assessment this year, I think it's $3 million.
They gave me a figure of $3,400,000 to build a place. They cheated. We know they did.
Wow.
Did they count administrative affairs? Did they count all the documentation they had to go through with DOP, DEP, all that stuff? That goes into making it. It's just like making a house. You have to pay the architect. You have to pay the bank to finagle money. It all goes into the cost of the house. You have to pay for the well. So what is the real cost? All the non-tangible that went into it. We don't know.
I don't think they know right now either.
So,
anyhow, I think you're talking different things. There's the cost to build it, and that may be pertinent when you're trying to sell them a building permit, right? Because you wanna know how much to charge them. But the amount that we will tax is based on the assessment of the solar panels, and, I think the numbers that you've quoted are probably, high, by quite a bit. So I think the numbers that we've seen for, the West Baldwin Solar Station, which is the Glendale property, is about 10 million. But what it actually comes up to at the end of the day, really, it has to do with what the assessors, what value they put on it.
yeah.
And, I don't think we'll know that right away. And the reason it comes down to percentages is because that's exactly what the issue is, it's percentages. You want to hang on to 30% of the tax revenue, or you want 70% or 100%? If it's $150,000 a year, do you want the 150, or do you want just a third of it?
And when Ben was in and spoke with you the other day, he mentioned in terms of the assessment that they have a calculation for solar farms that they use.
Yeah, I know. And, he'll tell you that the state is looking at how they do that and might change the way they assess solar farms. But the real issue is how much of the revenue do we get to keep? And it all comes down to percentages.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
And, whether it's, like I say, whether it's, $20 million or $150,000.
That's why in the conversation, when I put out the maximum figure, I said, let's say it's only 50%. So already, the assessment value is down 50%. And it's guesswork, but
Yeah.
Who has the final say on such a Ben?
They do the assessing, yeah. You're our hired expert.
Well, if I were to go out and buy a solar panel, it costs about $300. Obviously, when they buy 16,000, it doesn't cost them $300 each. But at 16,000 panels, $300 each, that's $4.8 million. So if they pay half, $150, we're down to 2.4, over 2 million, over 2 million. Just for the panel. Not the frame, not the post, not the landscaping, not, What's the real figure? Okay, we're going around in circles, we're gonna get nowhere. Okay.
Steve, did you get anything? Bruce?
Yeah, a couple of things. In West Station, just, the next meeting you have, you're gonna see a bill for a water system up there. We was having troubles with it shutting down, and not working, so we had to replace the tank and all the fixing stuff. We didn't have to get the well. That's gonna be another big bill. I anticipate around 11 and 12, somewhere around there. me, that's a lot,
Mhm.
to put a tank in. But
That's
that
a small,
happened today.
that's a small bill, from what you usually tell us.
I've had them. You're right, you're right. And, probably Bob can jump in on some of this, is about the tower, and we got some information back that they want us to do quite a lot of work prepping to put the cables up through, and might be cost prohibitive in doing it, because they're talking about checking the cables, guide wires and all that. We met with, Bob and I met with Norm, because the more information I got, the better I feel, so. And I guess we pretty much left it that we should get hold of Channel 8, to this Rover, or whatever his name is, to Channel 8, send a letter and just see his intentions. I'm kinda hoping this is a full boilerplate type thing, because if you go start adjusting cables, I think he said there's 21 of them, it's gonna cost money to do, which I don't think this town can resolve.
Wow.
But that's just my opinion right now. I still wanna keep going forward with it until we have all the answers
Yeah.
that we can get.
So Bruce, are you contacting Greg?
I have not, because I've been so busy with other
Yeah,
stuff,
okay.
because,
Well, when you do, let me know, we can get together and either talk to him over the phone or
right,
visit him in person, whatever.
yep, either way. The other one has been on the cases, ISO is beginning to ramp up
Yeah.
this week. We're in and out today, it's been a little relentless, and it's like I wrote one tonight, look, I'm meeting with Dean Wood either tomorrow night or the next night, and
Tonight.
I do wanna get a contract signed for the building work.
Yeah.
And I need, and I'll probably try Friday, I'm thinking going in Portland with a truck or Portland plastic pipe, and I'll get at least 2 complete sets of hydrants and start putting them in.
No,
I
yeah.
know Woods Mill needs it, we gotta be doing something, on Brownsville.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
We'll get 2 complete sets, and if we have stuff left over from, it's not like we're not gonna use it. Other than that, we're just plugging forward. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention to you, just to let you know, the Steve Sanders, that's up on, Grafton Road, up to the end, Gutham's old place. He's passed firefighter 1 and 2, so
Oh, really?
I'm glad of that, and I picked the plaque up for him the other day.
Yeah, good.
And we'll give it to him sometime shortly. But at least I got one more, it's firefighter 1 and 2 in Prowood.
Yeah.
This one, because firefighter 1 and 2 doesn't cut it anymore. That's where they done it again.
Yeah, yeah,
So, Jimmy knows what I'm talking about. but
yeah.
They keep changing the rules as they move
It used to be
along.
like firefighter 1 was good, and then they changed it, and,
No, it was basic, it's completely out.
Yeah.
Then you had the modules way back, if you done this module, 6 modules is good, well, wait a minute, if you do 7, you're good,
yeah, yeah.
and, it's not gonna stop.
The dry hydrant, there used to be a dry hydrant on Cressy Pond. You ever been in there? And-
Yes, and then we need to do something with that, because that is a good water source,
Yeah,
as long as they build us in there.
he's supposed
On,
to.
on that end, I'm gonna say on that end, it's a good water source,
Yeah.
but you can't pump it down.
Really?
You don't remember that night?
No, I don't think I was around then. Hauling backhoe out of the,
The brand new excavator that was sitting in the middle of the pond.
yeah, I wasn't around then.
You tried to pump it down so we could get it out.
I think one of the conditions that, for him having that pond there was for the fire department to have a dry hydrant there, so he's kinda obligated to do it.
Okay.
There's actually another pond that was behind that house.
Really?
Yeah,
Good.
that's true.
I mean, that'd be great for that area.
I do have to pump one down, Jeff's had his wedding or whatever he had, so I get up there, but we know what I need to get in there. And then take a spoon in there and just move some of the sand away.
Oh, yeah.
I suspect that's probably where some of these truck problems I had lately with sand in the pumps. I suspect that one.
That one?
Other than that, that's about all I get, I'll just keep pushing forward with the projects. Like you said, the study is out, we're waiting for the books. I sent all my guys, I am responding yesterday, telling them it was on the website, town website, and that they could go in and look at it there if they wanted to.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of feedback, but I'm sure there's gonna be a lot more.
Yeah.
Can't imagine.
Yeah.
And I welcome them, right, so we can solve the problems we've got to keep going.
Right, yeah.
That's it.
Mary, you get anything?
No, I don't, but I really do appreciate all the work you guys do on Saturday.
No, thank you.
Joe?
Yeah, I think, Wes is right to worry about what's going on with the money on the solar farms. My concern is that we're gonna pull in a large percentage of our tax base is gonna be solar farms. And 20 years from now, it all might disappear.
Yeah.
And I would think it would be a wise thing to do to slowly, over the course of the next 20 years, set money aside so that we don't get a shock,
Yeah, yeah.
you know? We have a reserve.
Like your friend did up in Sheffield?
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think you mentioned that before, didn't you, Joe?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Yeah.
You know, the other day, I was looking at a 2002 town report, and I was looking at some of the stuff we was doing in 2002 to what we're doing now, and here we are, 20 years later, everything is either doubled or tripled.
Wow.
You know, so,
Yeah.
so by saying that, looking ahead another 20 years, are we gonna be looking at double or triple again? I mean, it's looking to me like our stuff is going faster now than it did 20 years ago. So I'm not gonna say we're not looking at it, cause I think we are a little late, but just, some of it's out of our control. But,
It always helps to have money in the bank, right?
oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, she asked you about Baldwin apples, there's $535
Yeah.
20 years ago. But it don't tell her how many, the reason I was looking at that 2002 report, I remember reading about the bicentennial thing, and I had some of the costs in there, so I was going through that, and I found that.
Yeah,
And then, you know, but it don't tell you the number of trees.
I don't remember, I think it was.
I have
That
one.
would be my next question.
I don't remember.
I have one, I got one from you.
Yep, there's
Doing
one.
beautifully.
Yeah.
I think we've got,
Here's
we got
another way to
4
look at it.
now, I think we had 5 one time.
First of all, the panels in Paquonic Trail are 3 foot by 5 foot. Panels in Long Roads are 4.5 feet by 6 feet, heck, a lot bigger. Plus they're actuating, so the stands, the framing is a lot more complicated than, now, if Long Roads said they have $15 million in those projects, and Paquonic Trail said they have $11 million, it means Long Roads cost $5 million more somewhere. So if Paquonic Trail costs $3 million, then Long Roads have to cost at least $8 million. Common sense.
Have I missed anybody? Joe, you got anything else?
No, thank you. I'm good.
We're waiting for the money from your solar farm to start pouring in.
I'm waiting for it too.
Well, the next, say, 3 years is gonna show some stuff around here.
Yeah. I just hope the spirit of Norm McKinney comes back and you set some money aside.
Yeah, being tightwad.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That was the one thing he was really good at.
Yeah, that's right, yes, he was.
That's why we got culverts this big around, and
Yes.
it should have been this big around.
True, true.
And now we're doing them all over again.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I got.
Well, make a motion to adjourn then.
Second.
Favor.
See how the voting's going.